Here we are mid-December, folks, and it's going to be a hot and windy day today.
Right.
Glad you're with us at 6 a.m. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Irampur. Yeah, hopefully that perks up your ears a little bit because this is important to note here. Santa Ana winds are here 3 days before the start of winter. Of course, Christmas is next week, and we're talking about this right here. Santa Ana's gusts up to 50 miles an hour, although we've seen stronger this morning with Sill Hill, our windiest spot in San Diego County, getting up to 70 miles an hour. Places like Alpine, it's breezy right now. West of the mountains, not so bad, but Sill Hill just bumped up to from 40 to 38, Alpine 37, Julian 26, 22 in Mount Laguna. These are your current wind gusts, sustained winds still coming at us through the mountains up to 28 miles per hour. So it's the high elevations that are more prone to the fire danger. But of course, we can all be aware of this throughout the day. Talk about how hot today's about to get in a few minutes. And now to our top story here today. California's so-called tough on crime bill takes effect this morning. Proposition 36 cracks down on retail theft and drug offenses.
CBS 8's Regina Yarita is live near the Central Jail downtown with what supporters and critics are saying about this new law here. Regina.
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Netta. And at this point, we've seen the videos, the countless smash and grabs at retail stores affecting many businesses. In November, voters actually supported Proposition 36, 70% supporting this policy, and today it does take effect. So according to California leaders, over the last 2 years, businesses have lost over $15 billion to retail theft. Starting today, a 3-strike policy will be revived, and this means anyone who steals 3 or more times will be charged with a felony and could spend up to 3 years in jail. It also increases penalties for several drug charges. Supporters argue that this law is necessary to close legal loopholes that have made it challenging for law enforcement to punish shoplifters and drug dealers. But critics believe the policy will only increase the jail population. Yusef Meller, whose relatives died in San Diego jails, has advocated against the policy, saying officials will be increasing jail populations into an already failed and broken system, adding that it will also disproportionately imprison minorities and those with substance abuse issues. So here's what state leaders are saying about it.
We changed the landscape because up until now, if you stayed below 950, you got a citation and didn't go to jail. Now, if you have 2 convictions, that 3rd conviction becomes a wobbler. It can become a felony and really has some teeth into it.
And already the Sheriff's Department here in San Diego is making resources easily available to help businesses report crime as soon as they witness it. I'll send it back to you.
Regina, thank you very much for the latest on that new law. New this morning, deputies are investigating after 2 people were found dead in a parked sedan in Bonita. The sheriff's office says it was reported shortly after 11 a.m. yesterday in the area of Cresta Verde Lane and Orchard Hill Road. There it is on the map. They say the homicide unit was called to the scene due to the suspicious nature of these deaths. The cause of the death still not known. Please call Crime Stoppers if you know anything about what happened.
Well, if you are feeling the impact of the South Bay sewage crisis, today is your chance to see if you can join a lawsuit.
CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live in Imperial Beach, where a meeting will be held today. Chris, this could apply to so many people in South Bay, right?
It really could, and that's exactly what the France Law Group told us when it is that they announced this lawsuit being filed against Veolia, which is the private company which actually is contracted by the U.S. federal government to go ahead and operate the wastewater treatment plant here in the South Bay, which many people have pointed to as being dilapidated, not working properly. And that Veolia, again, may be liable for some of that. Now, what's different about this type of lawsuit in particular is that this is a tort lawsuit. And so what it means is that each individual claim will actually be individualized. So it'll be towards each actual client instead of it being a mass law group. So everybody can present their own evidence, their own damages, and so forth. So that will help in that case. What we do know, of course, is that they are going to be meeting with the community later on today. Now, something else that's happening here in the cross-border pollution news here in terms of headlines, we know that the San Diego congressional delegation was able to secure more funding here in a stopgap measure, which still needs to be voted on by Congress, but in that stopgap measure to help the federal government continue to fund all their operations. They have included $250 million for repairs and expansion of that same South Bay International Wastewater Treatment Plant. Again, they do expect to vote Congress. That is later this week, but that would be on top of the $400 million that the congressional delegation has already secured for the plant, bringing that total up to $650 million if it is, again, all approved. We also know that Imperial Beach Mayor Paloma Aguirre is in Washington, D.C. right now to meet with both congressmen, congresswomen, but also to potentially speak with President Biden's team. Now, we did ask her if she would be meeting with President-elect Trump's transition team, because, of course, there's going to be a big change here coming in January. She told us that no, that at this time they will not be, but that could change come February of next year. Eric and Netta.
Chris Groh reporting. Chris, thank you. This morning, proposed state bills aim to protect immigrant families, and this comes as President-elect Donald Trump has pushed for mass deportations. SB 48 prohibits school districts, county offices of education, or charter schools from allowing ICE agents to enter a school campus without a judicial warrant. It would also prohibit the release of information. And AB 49 aims to protect immigrant children from ICE in schools and child care centers. The California Department of Education says in our state, 93% of children who have one or more undocumented parents are U.S. citizens. Meantime, the San Diego Unified School Board is strengthening its policies to be a, quote, welcoming district. According to district data, nearly 6,000 migrant students who arrived in the U.S. in the last 3 years attend a San Diego Unified School. Last night, the district reaffirmed its policies to not assist ICE in enforcing federal immigration laws and not allow access to district facilities without a warrant.
Here is an educational entity. Children should come to our schools and feel safe, learn, be well, belong, no matter what is happening outside in politics. I think that that's our responsibility, is to ensure the safety and well-being of every student.
The district also launched a new website for families to access resources and report harassment or discrimination. Here we are halfway through the week here. We know the hustle and bustle is going on with the holidays.
Right.
And we haven't had to contend with much weather. In fact, today's going to be very seasonably warm.
Very warm. I mean, up to 20 degrees warmer than normal. Normal this time of year would be in the low 60s. Here we are, another gorgeous start to the day, though. I mean, wow, these sunrises have been amazing with the pinks and the purples and all these beautiful colors out there. Offshore winds, Santa Ana is in full effect. So let me show you why today now, a weather impact alert day, because we did get an advisory from the Weather Service, as we talked about at the top of our newscast here. Wind advisory through noon today because of Santa Ana winds. Gusts up to 50 miles an hour, northeast winds 20 to 30. So sustained winds staying around 20 to 30. Mainly high elevations are where you're feeling the most impact. Up to 20 degrees warmer than average for today, putting you in the low 80s for inland valleys. I mean, El Cajon and Santee, you ready for a day in the 80s? Yeah, it is very much not normal to be this warm this time of year. And we don't typically see as big of a fire danger this time of year because we'd have had some storms by now, but not this year. This has been a very dry beginning of the winter. Winter starts Saturday. 41 in Sill Hill, 21 Laguna, 37 Alpine. These are your current wind gusts. So Sill Hill is still right around 40, 26 in Julian. So these are spots, of course, areas of concern where tree branches could come down, could hit power lines. That always is an issue. Now, this is not as strong as the last Santa Ana wind event where we had so many power shutoffs because of the strong winds, but you'll still notice the magentas, the potential for the 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. We did see some peak gusts overnight at Sill Hill up to 70. Alpine saw 55 mile per hour wind gusts. So overnight it started howling out there, and then throughout the day today it will wind down by the afternoon. Tomorrow though, you'll still see the east winds. 46 in El Cajon, 46 in Poway, I should say. 41 in El Cajon now, 49 downtown. Over the next 12 hours, downtown's about to get pretty warm. Mid 70s. Let me just show you real quick here the afternoon highs. 82 in Ramona and El Cajon, 80 Poway, 80 Miramar, 69 in Del Mar. So yeah, significantly warmer than what we've had. But of course, you know, it's pretty comfortable when you're in the low 80s with sunshine. Just know that it will be very dry. Our fire danger certainly elevated. You'll want to be very careful out there. As far as traffic is concerned, no major issues. So glad to see no crashes on our major freeways. That might slow you down. Let's take you to the border wait times now. And it does take 110 minutes to get through the San Ysidro port of entry at this moment. Otay Mesa's port of entry still very long line, 90 minutes. Eric?